Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I'm going to be looking at some WMD gameplay just because it's been a little bit since I've last uploaded this, but I want to talk about Ret Paladins and if they're OP. So a lot of people right now are complaining about Ret Paladins in the meta, saying that they're insanely OP with that 30-second sank to get people out of stuns or certain CCs, with the insane amount of wings burst and just this insane amount of pressure and damage, stuns, etc., heals. They just seem pretty crazy right now. However, as a mage right now, honestly, every time I fight a Ret, I get really happy. And it's just simply because as a mage, I just feel like a Ret Paladin is one of the easier things that I can fight. I'm not saying they're not OP, but I'm saying as a mage, I think that I have a good chance against them compared to something like a Warlock Shaman, an FLS, an FPS, some type of Shaman healing cleave, or, dot comp, like an FLS or a FPS or a Shadow Play. Something like that seems much more difficult to actually beat than Ret Pally teams. I still do lose to Ret Pally teams, but it's kind of like a similar situation with the Cleaves. I don't mind fighting Cleaves as a mage. Are Cleaves OP? I don't know. Maybe they are. But as a mage, I feel very comfortable. It's kind of like this rock, paper, scissors things. The Cleaves will beat the FLS, and the FLS will beat the mage teams, and the mage teams will beat the Cleaves. It's like a constant circle. So do I mind fighting Rets? No, I actually love fighting Rets. I don't win every game, but when I do fight them, I usually train the Ret, like we are in this game. I'll go for CC on their healer. They can't sank out of sheep. It doesn't work with sheep, so I just sheep their healer, continue going rest, and it seems like even, he has wings up and he's dying. We get a full sheep. It seems pretty easy to take these guys down. We actually do force a bubble here, so I just start hitting the Shaman to keep up some, icicle damage to get some pressure going out. Ret is running around pillar. As WMD though, instead of switching when someone runs, we usually do just continue to chase and Mage Druid the other two. When I say Mage Druid, I mean, swap these polymorph and clone DRs on the Shaman and the Monk. But right now we're kind of just playing out a little bit since they're running so much. I shoot the Pally so we can actually set up on them, just keep them in place just for a second. Same thing with that clone. So I'm worried it's just like hitting the Shaman a little bit, but we should be going on to the Pally as soon as possible. So we actually get Pally's Trinket there with that Stormbolt. I'm trying to land Sheeps on the Monk, but on this map it's very difficult because he is just porting and rolling all over the place. What I really should be doing is just pressuring the Pally more instead of kind of trying to get the Sheep right here. I've been trying for a very long time to get the Sheep. Instead, I could have just been doing damage. So I'm kind of, dancing around, but it's it's pretty hard to get a sheep out of Monk that's just running in circles. I think eventually, though, I do get it. It just takes a while. Once I do land that sheep, though, this Ret is going to be in a world of trouble with no trinket and no bubble. And he's not really going to be able to sustain himself with his heals and the LA Shaman heals without the Monk healing him, too. So, yeah, the Warrior Mage burst is insane once we land that CC. So, still haven't got that sheep on the Monk quite yet. I keep trying. Finally get it. Once I get that sheep, we should start, start doing a little bit of damage. The guy immediately goes to half HP. He pops a little shield. Same thing with the shield, though. I can actually spell steal it as a mage, so you don't even have to break it if he's actually in my line of sight, which is pretty cool. Sheep up the Shaman. Sheep up the Shaman again. Get Hex, Trinket it. The Monk is Cyclone, so here's this like Cyclone Sheep back and forth, kind of a rotation type of a thing. My Druid's playing very well this game. He actually clones the Ret at half HP so we can't get healed, and then I get another full Sheep on the Monk. So the Cyclone and the Sheep DRs, as you can see, I sheep the Monk, sheep the Shaman, sheep the Monk again, while the Cyclones went down all three of them. Now the Monk is cloned. Very nice DRs here. Can sheep the Shaman if I want. I'm just kind of just waddling right now. Jump down off the bridge. There's a stun onto the Ret, sheep the Monk half, and it's over. So that's kind of, pretty standard game versus a Ret Ellie. These guys are actually pretty high, I think, or at least at the time of recording this thing, they were like 2,800 or so, but this was before right near the end of the season where MMR started inflating a lot. So yeah, the 2,800 is actually really high for when we fought these guys. So yeah, pretty decent game there, but yeah, just Mage Druid and train one guy down. That's kind of the name of the game for WMD. Here's another game versus a Ret Pally, and we actually did lose to these guys. I think we tried going Hunter, or swapping between Hunter and Pally for a game, and one game we just had some random death, and we just had some random games versus these guys. But then we started winning, and I think what we started to do is just train the Ret Pally, and no surprise there, it definitely does work. So the Ret Pally pops wings. I pop my temp shield to try to compensate, keep myself up a little bit. My Druid's getting trapped. I get a full sheep on the Shaman so we can counter pressure. I maybe could have even just peeled for a little bit before that. We got that double shockwave, which is awesome. Going for a resheep, but I get kicked, so my Druid clones instead. See, I'm hitting Hunter a little bit because I think that's what we were doing in the other games, and we might have even been successful killing the Hunter once. But I think I want to just go Ret Pally against this team from now on. Seems like the Ret just takes way more damage, and if the Ret's running, sitting behind the pillar, then we can maybe try Hunter if we don't, feel comfortable chasing. But yeah, the Ret definitely just seems like the best target. Because every time we go Ret Pallies, it seems like the game is over pretty quick. So we get that shockwave there. I try to sheep, but I think it breaks from something, so that's okay. Still on this Ret Pally, I'm sheeping the Hunter and the Shaman's clones. That's the most important thing. I'm sheeping one guy, my Druid's cloning another. And in the meantime, my Warrior's beating on one target that's just dying, and we can keep up the sheeps and the clones. If you see Gladius right there, one guy's always sheep, one guy's always cloned. So I got a full sheep there on the Shaman. After the clone, the Pally's forced into his bubble. So if we keep this constant CC pressure, it's very, very difficult for them to actually do anything. If we let up this pressure and let them start getting us low, it's very, very difficult to actually come back and win. So it's really just up to you. Are you going to control the game, or are you going to let it control you? As a mage, you really have to be in charge of that. So here we're on the Pally. This Hunter's off sheep DR, so I can go for a sheep on him soon. He got feared instead, so I'm probably not looking for that. I do sheep. Should be sheeping something here, go for it. I get kicked, go for it again, get sheared. Blah, blah, blah. Still just chasing in circles around. I should be maybe getting a sheep here soon. I get the grounding with an Ice Lance, and I go for a sheep. I get scattered. Nova everything in place, go for a sheep. Get the full sheep. There it is. Now this guy's no bubble. Just doing a decent amount of damage. He's kiting in circles. Can't really catch up, so I'm just going to babysit the Shaman. Go for a half sheep. And my Druid goes for a clone onto the Shaman, then I sheep the Hunter. So everything is just completely under control again. I sheep the Hunter half, sheep the Hunter quarter. There's a half clone coming out of the Shaman, so it's just all about these CCDRs, and boom, eventually the Pally dies. So that's kind of the name of the game, guys. CC2 of them, back and forth, forever. Keep the game under control. As WMD, then your Warrior is going to be doing a lot of DPS. He can supplement the CC with stuns and fears, and then boom, you'll eventually take something out. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Thumbs the video up if you liked it. Thumbs it down if you didn't. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment for what you guys want to see next time. Peace!